From the Borough at Athletic Park in Wausau, Wisconsin, it's Chucking It Up with Eric and Dan.
Welcome back to Chucking It Up. This is episode 22.
Yeah, welcome back. We got a really good episode for you
Really good.
this time. Yeah, it's we have not one but two guests on today. It is our first ever double interviewing two people at the same time, and we got two good ones. It's also our first reoccurring guest. These guys have already been on, and we got both managers. First of all, Corey Thompson for the Woodchucks and Jasmine Estrada for the Ignite. So,
And if you haven't heard by now, they're
yeah, we're
both
about to.
returning managers for the Ignite and the Woodchucks, respectively.
Yeah, you'll hear that on the during the interview. Right at the beginning, Jasmine confirms that she is coming back, as well as Corey. It hasn't, as of right now, when we record this, Jasmine hasn't been announced yet, but it should be announced by the time this comes out. And if not, well, we're breaking the news to you. So,
Heard it here first.
yeah. So,
Yeah, it's just a really cool interview, hearing the different perspectives from the men's side and the girls' side, and how they each dealt with the winning, and then Jasmine losing with the new team, and how Corey saw what the softball team and what he thought of Jasmine's answers. It was pretty cool to hear all their stories and how their managerial tactics and stuff are pretty similar in a way, I thought.
yeah. And Corey, being a more seasoned manager, have been doing it for a little bit. And Jasmine, being the rookie manager, basically, with that being
And a
her
brand new
first ever
team.
season. So it's kind of cool to, just hear the differences in their answers, and a lot of them were similar too. So just, really cool. It was our first time with two guests, and it went really well.
So you'll probably see more two guest interviews in the future, because it worked out really well, and it was a good different for the pod and for us. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and we love Jasmine and Corey, both huge supporters of ours and Chucking It Up. So, I love having them on.
Huge. They've been here since day one, and we literally met Jasmine last year when the Ignite name was announced, and she jumped on the pod. And from there, she's just been a huge supporter.
Yeah, so really cool.
And in other news, Chuck alum news, which if you follow the pod, which if you don't, go follow us on our socials, YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts, Instagram, X, and Facebook.
TikTok.
We're really big on... What was that?
TikTok is too.
Oh, and TikTok. Yeah, I forget about that one. But on IG, we like to post Chuck alums, what they're doing in the baseball world and all that stuff. And don't know if you guys saw, but former Chuck, he's with the Rockies organization, Cade Denton. He was playing in the Arizona Fall League, and he made the Fall Stars game for the Rockies as a pitcher. So congrats, Cade. And just a little tidbit, he may appear on the pod down the line, because he's shown interest to jump on with us.
Yeah, very cool. We love seeing former Chucks do big things. So you love to see it.
Yeah, we love when the pipeline is lighting up with guys making names for themselves, and their journey comes back to Wausau at some point. So that was cool.
Yeah, and just another reason to go watch the Woodchucks and the Ignite. You may be watching future Major League players.
Or future banana ball players. 3 days away. You guys want to check it out. The year before Corey was there, when Ronnie Richardson was the manager, TJ Reeves, outfielder from Alabama. He's in the Banana Ball League draft this year. I don't know how it works, but I know it's 3 days away, because he follows us, we follow him, and it'll be cool to see where he ends up in Banana Ball. So good luck, TJ.
Yeah, by the time you're listening to this, it'll be over.
Correct, but
3 days from when we're recording this.
Right, I forget that, but when we're live, I had to start talking, so
yeah.
Yes.
So that would
But-
as far as I would know, if he gets selected, however it works, I'm pretty sure it'd be the first Woodchuck to play in Banana Ball.
As far as we're concerned, and we do keep up
Yeah.
on that. We love to keep up on the alum. So,
Absolutely.
but like I said, follow us, share our stuff. It really helps us. Like a follow and a share goes a long
Yeah.
way. And the bigger we get, the more fun stuff we can do for you guys, the more maybe we can get some more swag for you guys to wear with chucking it up on it. We do want to make shirts down the line, but we need the
Yeah.
support. We need the follows and the shares to get us on the map.
Yeah, so that's huge. Anything, and we read all your comments. We see everything. So
It's more fun when you guys follow, share, and all that, and we see the comments, and it makes it more fun. It makes us want to do it and keep you guys informed.
yeah, and then we know what
But-
you like and what we can post and all that stuff. So
Correct. But I'm going to throw this out there because I did bring the idea to my brother and we weren't sure. So we have been mulling the idea. It's at the starting line. For road games for the Chucks, since we don't travel to all of them, that's a lot of traveling, and with summer and they play every freaking day. If we live streamed them and called them and just hung out and talked about them a few games a week, not every road game, but once in a while, that'd be something you guys would tune in for. Or if you're listening on Spotify, I am going to make a poll question, yes or no. So if you do see that, vote on it. I just want to get a feel, see if it would be worth our time or whatnot, because I do it. And if we showed enough interest, I'm sure we could talk Dan into it. Took me a while to get him to do this whole thing. So, but it's just something I was mulling, and I want to see if there's a real interest for it. Because it'd be basically this, but we'd be watching the game. So
yeah, let us know. Comment YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your.
Yep. But anyways, this interview's great. Like we always say, you don't come here to listen to us. Maybe you do, but and if you do, can you comment that? Because I'd like to hear that.
Yeah.
But we're gonna toss you off to two of the greatest managers in the Northwoods leagues, Jasmine and Corey. Don't forget to follow us, share, like us, tell your friend about us, tell your mom about us, tell your dad, tell your brother,
Yeah.
tell your sister, tell your dogs, tell anybody you can. And like Dan said, subscribe. We'll see you
Yeah.
guys. Joining us next on the pod is two familiar faces and friends of Chucking It Up. Please welcome back to the pod the first ever manager of the Wausau Ignite, Jasmine Estrada, and your Wausau Woodchucks manager, Corey Thompson.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
this is a first for us to have two guests, and you guys are both the first returning guests we've had on. So
Period.
we got to kick it off though with the news. But Corey, you're coming back for season number 5.
I am. Yeah. Excited to be back. Like a summer home for me up there in Wausau. So I enjoy doing the reverse snowbird thing.
Was there ever a chance you weren't coming back?
The only way was if our head coach steps down and I was going to take over down here. That hasn't happened yet. So I decided to come back.
So just finish the job this year and then you can become the head coach next year, right?
There you go. That's right. That's the goal.
Jasmine, can you tell us anything about your summer plans?
I plan on coming back.
Okay.
I've already signed my contract and everything. They haven't announced it because I literally just signed it. So I am planning on coming back. So I'm pretty excited.
So
Good. The gang's all back together. Here we go.
Yes.
can we share that, or do we have to wait for the team to announce it?
I think you can share it. I don't think it's a secret.
All right, cool.
I don't really
We
know.
were trying to break Corey's news, but they beat us to it.
Yeah, they posted a cool little highlight reel of you, Corey. That was pretty sick.
Yeah. Yeah. I texted him and said, thanks for making me look cool. But
Yeah, that was cool. I hope they announce me like that, but I don't know if they
yeah,
will.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, and and then we posted about you coming back, Corey, in the Northwoods League. Retweeted our tweet,
Yeah, I saw that. That was cool.
so got a little traction there. So I'm sure we broke the news to a
Yeah.
couple people that didn't see the Woodchucks post.
Yeah, have you guys broke through and tried to do some research? Is there any other Northwoods League team that has a podcast?
No, there's not.
That's cool.
Yeah, like a couple teams tried to do one, but they
Sure.
just didn't like keep up with it, and maybe it didn't go anywhere. So yeah, we're the only ones. So we are the best podcast in the Northwoods League.
That's right. Yeah. That's
Well,
awesome.
Period.
Yeah, so we just kick it off. How much contact have you guys had being managers of both Wausau teams and obviously both managing in the borough? Is there much?
No,
Not a lot.
not since the summer. You know, when she got her first W up there opening day, I sent her a text, and then obviously through passing pretty much all summer. But yeah, I dropped the ball on that one in the off season. It's just once you kind of get away for a little bit, you kind of just kind of try to get a reset and catch your breath from playing every day. So I'm sure we'll have communication as we pick back up.
Yeah. I feel like, yeah, summer number 2 will definitely be better for communication on our part.
Yeah. Well, it's a new thing for everybody, right? The whole new league,
Yeah.
softball
Well, yeah, and
leagues.
we were just
You know, like-
curious because we didn't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So with you both returning, Corey for your 5th, Jasmine for your 2nd, what goes into the roster construction, and how do you look at bringing players that you had the previous year, if they have eligibility left, back, and does that play a role? Like, is it big to have returning players to show the new guys, new girls the ropes?
You can
Yeah,
go, Corey. I'll go
um,
second.
Yeah, I think it is. You know, I don't think our summer would have been what it was without Jake Birkland, Max Solis, and Christian Smith Johnson. Like those guys kind of paved the way for everybody, and they all had better summers than the year before. So I think it is valuable. It just matters on which ones come back and how important they can be inside the clubhouse. I think that's the biggest thing for me. Not necessarily, you know, how good they performed on the field. It's just how were they in the clubhouse. I think you really saw that with Christian Smith Johnson this past year. And 24 was a solid player for us, but wasn't what he was this past year. And I think you saw the shining light just because of how great of a clubhouse guy it was. So that's kind of what I look for.
Yeah, I think for us, just because we're brand new, it's a little bit harder on the recruiting side just because we have to go so deep into the process and try and really contact people and get them to buy into what we're trying to build here in Wausau. But definitely like looking at having Mia Johnson back. I mean, I think she was obviously a fan favorite, as well as Riley Schwezo. I mean, I really feel like they just absolutely sparked our lineup. So definitely looking at having those two back for sure. You know, Mia's someone who's waiting on that 5th year decision that's coming in January by the NCAA. So I've been chatting with her a little bit. She's like, I'll let you know by January if she gets awarded that 5th year. But yeah, looking for players that like that just bring so much spark to our lineup on top of, you know, just the fans absolutely love them too. So bringing players back like that for sure.
So on top of that, on your answers for both of you, so before you build your roster, is looking at returning players and who you could get back the first order of business before you build out the rest of it? Or how does that work?
Yeah, for me at least, I just after the last game of the year, I kind of give it 2 weeks or whatever, and then I'll put out in our group meeting, hey, I'm going back. If anybody wants to come back, let me know, and I'll start with that. One thing that I think that helps us do is if they did enjoy their time and they were good players for us, I want them back, obviously, but it helps in the recruiting process too. Maybe they got a buddy that I don't know of that's pretty good and wants to come to Wausau because they had a good time. And I think that's where we got a lot of our guys in the past years, so usually works out that way.
I just want to jump in
Yeah.
quick to bounce off that buddy thing. Are you aware there's a 3rd Birkland brother?
There is, yeah. I'm very aware of that.
All right. Just want to make
Very
sure that was
aware.
on your radar.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, same for us. I'm trying to give the girls a little bit more time just to kind of decompress. But yeah, I planned on reaching out here probably honestly within the next week or so, trying to figure out who does want to come back, especially because, like I said, we're trying to still build our roster just from the first year too, and asking the girls who are returning, do you have any friends that want to come? Do you have any teammates? So looking at our returning roster first and then trying to get them to bring their buddies, and maybe they know a couple other different players from other programs too.
Is there anything you would do different Jasmine, after your first year? Because obviously it was your first year in like building a roster.
Yeah, honestly, I think the way that me and my assistant coach McClay are approaching recruiting this year is that we're definitely trying to build a more solid pitching staff. I think that if we want to compete in the level that we're seeing already with the Northwoods League, I mean, we're playing against players like from Washington, Oklahoma, Arizona. We need to have more depth to our pitching staff, and just a lot more different movement and a lot more just different arms. So I think if we were to go about it and how we are going about it is just looking at building our pitching staff and trying to build the team around that, because pitching is definitely our biggest thing that we're trying to hunt down for recruiting this summer.
Yeah, so obviously, Corey, you're a more seasoned manager and obviously a little older too. Whereas I think you played against some of your players, right, Jasmine?
Yeah, I did.
Sorry.
Dan and Corey's our age. Okay?
Yeah, I'm older than you, Corey, so don't.
So calm down with that old word.
But no, but you never played against your players. Didn't you play against Mia?
Yeah, I played against Mia, Molly. I coached against Riley Schwezo. So yeah, I've played against a few of our players. Yeah.
So was that a weird
gotcha.
dynamic? Getting in the clubhouse with girls that you've competed against?
Not really, actually. Thankfully, like some of them didn't even like realize that they had played against me until like a couple practices into it. But after that, it was pretty normal. Like honestly, it was just like oh my gosh, like we really did play against each other, and I think that they realized that I was still pretty young too. Because some of them were like, we did not know you just were like freshly out of college, because I'm only a couple years removed from my program. So I think it was a little bit of a shock to them, but I also think it helps because it keeps me relatable to them a little bit. So
Speaking of that, did you guys hear who the Nationals hired as their manager? Blake Butera, I think it is.
Yeah,
I
young
think that's how you say it. And 33 years old.
Yeah.
Is that crazy being that young and being a manager in the majors?
Very crazy. Yeah. Everybody's kind of that age in the big leagues, and curious to see how that one works out.
How about the Giants hiring a college guy, Tony Vitello?
I'm a fan of that one.
Oh, you are? Yeah, your brother works there.
Yeah, my brother works for the Giants. He was a little skeptical at first, but I think it's going to be a good fit, good move for everybody. He was a winner, I'll tell you that much. That guy's won everywhere he's been, and I don't see why it should be any different now.
So you don't think there will be a problem with the jump going from college kids?
Learning
Yeah,
curve.
I mean, yeah, he's gonna have his hurdles for sure. But he's never not figured it out, right? I'm sure he's willing to do whatever it takes to figure that part out. They'll have a good bench coach with him, somebody that's been through the big leagues sometime, and they'll be with him, and yeah, he'll figure it out.
Corey, did you see at the end? Well, it's for both of you, but since you've been through it, Corey, the Cape Cod manager at the end of the year, he was ticked off at college coaches. Here's his quote. It said, "It's pretty simple. If you're pulling your players early or not sending your players out at all, then don't call me asking which guys are in the portal," he wrote. "It's a two-way street. I'm not the guy fighting for a front row seat to listen to you speak at the convention." Have you noticed that college players with the portal nowadays aren't sending guys or pulling them earlier? And what's your take on all that?
Yeah, I love the quote. I haven't heard that yet, but I'll definitely look that up and find it later. No, I love that because he's spot on. I don't know if you've dealt with it yet, Jasmine, but for us, this is and probably will be one of the hardest years to put together a roster for me so far, at least. No one wants to send pitching out. As soon as they come out, they're going to the portal, and no one wants to send old position players out. It's usually younger freshmen, sophomore, stuff like that. And that coach is right. That they're going to remove them and send them for a half, and then call me in the second half and ask who's left out here in the portal. Which, I've told a lot of people this before. Is when I was in Waterloo, in 2016, 2017. I was a young cat coming up, and I was just taking any player that a coach would send me. But I kind of pay my dues now, and I've narrowed that circle quite a bit now. So you burn me once, so that's really all I need, and I'll move on from that pretty quickly.
Yeah, we haven't obviously, it's only my second season going in, but we haven't really dealt with it a ton. I mean, whenever we try and introduce ourselves to like our the college coaches and stuff, we do get it quite a bit where it's like that's just like for the transfer portal. Like I'm not sending my kids there. But I mean, we had a couple girls that were in the portal on our roster last summer, but we've only gotten it a few times where some coaches are just like, absolutely not. We will not send our girls there. Like that's just for the transfer portal. Like it's just for them to literally enter it and see what looks they get and build their stats. So we've only gotten that a few times though, but other than that, haven't ran much into it quite yet.
And that's two different dynamics too, right? Like Northwood League for baseball is so old, and it used to be a league where guys go out and develop and play in front of scouts, and now you are dealing with it from the softball standpoint, where a league really just started, and it started during the transfer portal era. So it probably is in many eyes like that. Like, hey, I didn't have a great year, let me go get my numbers up. But it's very two different dynamics, and it's this year I'm very curious to see how it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Corey, if you could estimate how many pitchers went through your clubhouse last year?
I think we were in the 80 range of the total players, which is nuts, and it's probably going to be
That's
worse this
insane.
year. So I would say probably at least half of that, probably more, 40 to 50, which is a lot. I think our second year, maybe we've done more. I know we weren't number one in the league in transactions, so I know there's other teams doing the same thing, but it's just the way this game is going now. I remember when I played college summer baseball, like I didn't want to go get a job. My parents were like, "You're going to play summer baseball, or you're going to find a job." So I played baseball. And these guys, like, they have other options. Like most of them are training. I get it, but a lot of kids just don't want to play or go out for that whole summer. But some do, and I think the better ones will go out, and you'll see their path to success is a lot higher.
Yeah, Jasmine. So we were kind of curious. Do you guys have any experience in getting players? I know it's only been 1 year, but players from the University of Wisconsin. They don't have a baseball team, but I know they have a softball team. Or does Madison kind of have that like cornered?
Yeah, Madison gets pretty much all of them. Honestly, I don't think any of them play on any other team besides lacrosse, but Madison literally has like 4 or 5 Wisconsin players.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the team down south, you two.
That's right.
I'll let it slide one more time. No more time, but I'll let it slide that time. Come on, Dan.
Right.
Sorry. So for both of you, what were your expectations going into the season? Obviously, Corey, you've won every season you've been here. And we've heard from your players that you come here expecting to win.
Sure.
And then for Jasmine, like your first season, what were your expectations?
Yeah. For me, I don't think I would take the job if I didn't expect to win. But this is just kind of the nature that I am, and I'll find a way somehow, some way. I'll find a way to win. I don't know. It's the championship has eluded me a little bit, so that's the head scratcher that I'm trying to figure out. And to bring in 80 plus guys and get them all on the same page is tough. But somebody's doing it every year, and it hasn't been me the last 5. So I will continue to try to figure that out. But no, it's that's the goal, is come in and win, but also put it into a way to help the players learn how to win and how to act as a winner and carry themselves that way.
Yeah, I felt like obviously with our expectations, they're starting a first year team is definitely tough. I'm a very competitive person though, and I come from a very competitive college program. So I'm the same way. Like I want to win and I want to put together a winning team. So I think, going off of the first season is definitely, like I said, looking at more depth in some positions that we have. Cause like I've been saying, like I expect to win and I expect to have a program like Corey's and one as successful as his. So I think the first year was definitely tough and did not go as we expected. But honestly, like the recruiting was so different. We started so late because I got hired in late January, February, where some of the girls that we wanted to talk to were already committed to the Florida Gulf Coast League, which is a really popular league. So we're also competing against that league on top of all of these new ones being created in some really big cities. So it was definitely a little bit of a challenge, but I think now that we have a little bit of a head start, and I have such a good assistant coach too, McClay, who has so many connections in like the SEC and at Miami, Ohio, and so many different places, that I think that will land a really competitive roster this season.
How did you keep your team motivated and stuff? Because you obviously didn't win very much, so it had to be tough going through some of those stretches.
Yeah, it was very tough. I think we literally went on like a 10-game losing streak, and it was tough car rides home for us coaches riding together every time. Honestly, we got on the girls a lot. I'm not gonna lie. We had to get on them because there were some times where it was just like all mental errors that we were doing, and I was just like, you guys are college softball players. Like, we do expect you to come here and still compete and win. Like, we get it from a developmental standpoint, but at the same time, like, you're not developing when you're just being lazy. So we definitely got on them here and there during that losing streak. But I think they also, like, they were competitive too. Sometimes we didn't have competitive games, but they were still a competitive group. So honestly, I think we had some really good leaders on the team, like Quinn Marnaka, Mia Riley Schwizo, who would also get on them, the rest of the team after games. So I think they also did a really good job of like keeping each other accountable after games and losses too. And I think that helped keep them motivated too.
Corey, on that note, on the opposite note, how do you keep your guys locked in to keep going out when you're winning? Like, you had a home win streak, you didn't lose in the second half until the wrong time, but you didn't lose in the whole regular season in the second half at home in
Yeah.
the Borough.
Yeah, no, well, one, that place is fun to play at. You guys make it pretty special. I love that stadium, and the boys do too. But to answer your question, I just think, it's the one clear message, which is you came here to win, you came here to learn how to win. And when you lose, we try to get something out of it, whether we do something bad or good. I don't meet with the team after a win or a loss. I'll talk to them the next day during BP. We'll have our meeting then. That's for me a little bit. If we happen to lose that night, it gives me a little bit of clarity to kind of catch my breath before I say something that I probably shouldn't have. But it's really just the one clear message. Hey, we're here to win, and you understand why. With Jasmine's case, it's probably a little different. It's like she said, it's new. Everything's very new. The whole league is new. So to go about it, I think we're going in two different ways, which we have to. It's two different leagues. We have to act like that. So, I think she's done a great job. And from her side, the positivity, yeah, you did get on them, but at the same time, you kept it positive and kept it going. Like, there was early work for you guys all the time, just like there was for us. And the girls were out there by themselves, banging just like our guys were too. So I think the good ones on both sides, softball and baseball, they know what they have to do to get themselves ready to go and get themselves ready to compete and ready to win. You just want more of those guys than not, right? So I think that's the balance. You just got to find more of those guys or girls in that case.
Yeah, so we've seen throughout the summer that there will be these new guys that come on the team, and they're clearly not cut out for it because they're one day and gone the next. And we've heard from other guys that, like, if you don't love baseball, don't come to the Northwoods League or softball. How quick is your trigger on guys that just don't want to put in the work or don't want to go through the grind?
Well, publicly, per Northwoods League rule, they have to stay because it's a contract, but if they don't do things the right way, then we can kind of help them along. But there was a couple guys last year that were ultra talented. You saw them probably early on in the season. They were there pretty quickly. And I kind of gave them every chance to get their act right. But I wouldn't be surprised if either one of those guys are going to be draft picks one day and maybe have a chance to play in the big leagues. It just, for whatever reason, didn't work out here. And they were pretty young and immature at the time. But I've kept up with them. That's one thing I will do. If it doesn't go our way together up here, I will follow their career and try to help them from afar and help them move along. But it's about winning here. And the Northwoods is not a time where you can kind of just come up and hope that you're going to have fun and hope that you're going to have success. It's not really a vacation. You're here for a reason, and you got to wake up every day with that same passion and understand why you are here. And I kind of challenge everybody that for that. I challenge myself the same reason. Why am I here every day? I think it's important.
Yeah, I don't know if you experienced any of that, Jasmine, where players weren't, here for the right reasons, I guess, or whatever you want to say.
I don't know if we dealt with it a ton on the softball side of things, but like every time I have a phone call with a player, literally I tell them, I'm like, you have to love the game of softball to like stay a full season. Like if you don't, like you will not enjoy your time because like the Northwoods League is a grind. Like obviously it's a little bit more of a grind on the baseball side and we get a little bit more days off and we only have 42 games. I'm not sure how many you guys have. I'm not gonna lie off the top of my head. It's definitely a grind, especially for college softball players. Like this is just also brand new to them. Like this has never been a thing for Midwest players playing after you're finished with your 18U career. Like it's not a thing. So yeah, I always tell my girls, I'm like, you have to love the game of softball to be on this team. And also just because we want to win here. And if you don't love the game of softball, like it's just we're not gonna win and it's just not gonna work out for anyone. So
Corey, are you gonna be able to keep your coaching staff together? Or are you gonna have to regroup like last year?
Whole new one.
Again, they're testing you.
Yeah, they are. They're absolutely testing me. But it's a good thing. Like Harrison and Jake Schultz, they both got NCAA jobs, both at a Division I level. So they're going to move along that way, which is good. I mean, that's another reason why I'm up here and enjoy doing that. Like I bring on young guys and, try to help them, further along in their career. I was that guy, in 2016. So, yeah, it's going to be a whole new one. I think we're going to be pretty solid. It just
You always are.
No familiar faces, but some guys that have been around in the league before and know the league, which is really going to help.
How about for you, Jasmine?
Maclea is coming back for my assistant coaching job, and then we're looking to hire a pitching coach, just like I said, to kind of help with the depth of our pitching staff. And then maybe kind of like a coach that's a little bit newer to the game, maybe like a graduate assistant or something like that. Maybe a familiar face. It kind of depends on how like interviews go and stuff. But yeah, so far just Maclea coming back, which I'm super excited to have her back. I think she's awesome.
And you guys get full control over your staff. You pick those coaches on your own.
I do now.
Oh.
My first year, a little bit. Second year, a little bit more. And then after that, yeah, for sure. But yeah, we do now. And the ownership that we have is great. I'm sure it's the same feeling, mutual feeling for the softball side. But our ownership's awesome, man. They let us kind of run with what we need and kind of make the best of it.
Yeah, same. I mean, besides just them interviewing with like Brianne, our general manager, pretty much it's whoever me and Maclea like, yeah, we'll bring them on staff. So yeah, our ownership is phenomenal, truthfully.
Corey, how was it sharing the borough for the first time last year?
It had its kinks, but I think the biggest thing that was different is you guys start later than we do. So, the boys get into a pattern, they get into using a locker room every day. And they're like, oh crap, we got softball, we got a whole new team. So it took probably a week or two to kind of figure that out and get used to it. But it was fine. I mean, like I said, we had like 80 something guys. So half of them didn't even experience softball. But, for me, I didn't mind it. It is what it is. And I think it's better for the town, better for the community.
So who gets the office in the clubhouse?
We split it, or try to split it. We need a couple more lockers.
Yeah. Did you guys have a player this year that you guys had a feeling would be good? That's hence why you recruited them, and that they just blew your expectations out of the water. Like you're like, wow, they're better than I even thought.
For me, it was Noah Malone.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Dude's a stud.
I mean,
So
I brought him in.
too.
Yeah, super young. His assistant coach from LMU told me, hey, he's gonna be a good one. He's gonna be a banger. He's a little young and he's a little immature sometimes. When I got him, he was a lot of immature sometimes. But he was an awesome kid, and I knew the passion for the game was there, and the work ethic for the game was there. We brought him along slow. Like if you guys remember, like he was playing every other day, maybe every 3 days. And then he really attached himself to the older guys, SJ and Max and those guys, and even little Birkland. Those dudes kind of brought him along, took him under his wing, and then all of a sudden, man, he turned into one of the best players in the Northwoods League, and there's no doubt that he's going to take off and have a great year this year.
That birthday game where he hit 3 home runs,
It's insane.
That was insane.
Yeah,
That was
can't make that up.
insane.
Yeah, it's insane. That kid, he just needed a little bit of a confidence push, and I think once he got respect in the locker room, in the clubhouse, that was it. I mean, that's all he needed right there. It wasn't even from me. It was from the other boys.
I think for me, probably on the pitching side, Riley Stiles. She was with us the entire summer and she was a gamer, honestly. She throws decently hard, but it's just the attitude she has towards the game. She just absolutely wants to be in the game in the most important moments. So that I was just beyond impressed with. She was our go-to pitcher, and any time we were in a little bit of a jam, she was an absolute gamer, and I would 1000% bring her back next year just simply because of her attitude and how much passion she had for the game too.
And are there pitching rules on softball? Because didn't she have like crazy amount of innings?
Yeah, she had
Like, are
over
there
100
rules on that side?
innings. She had over 100 innings. I felt so terrible when that graphic came out. I was like, wow, I did not know that she was at that many innings, but they can't go over 150 pitches, I want to say, in a game, and then they can't go over 200 in 2 games. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it was no more than 200 in 2 games, that's for sure. And she never did. She reached the exact amount one time, but that was it, just one time, and that's because we were down to 3 pitchers, I think, and it was just all of them had reached their pitch count, honestly. So,
Corey, what are the rules on the men's side?
Too much to start. I don't think you can throw any more during a game. You can't throw more than 100 pitches. If you throw like 50 pitches, you have to have 2 days off. If you throw 75 pitches, you need like 4 or 5 days off, something like that. So yeah, it's a lot. That's why we have a lot of pitchers. Dan, to tack onto that further question, or that previous question, Noah Malone for sure, but also Reese Clapp.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody saw that coming. I didn't really see it coming. I knew he was a good arm strike thrower, but I don't think he even saw it coming. And like the same thing with Noah, he just got confidence. It was like, okay, I can pitch in the Northwoods kind of deal, and he took off from there. So I'm excited to see what he does at his new school, and fingers crossed, maybe we can get him back in the first half.
Is Noah going to the Cape? Or
We'll
do you
see.
not know?
We'll see. I would definitely love to have him back if that doesn't happen. Yeah,
Well, same. But if he's got to go to the Cape, he's got to take that.
sure.
Jasmine, do you know what the deal with the softballs is? Or because whenever you catch one, a home run, we can't catch a home run, but like a foul ball or something, they immediately come and grab it from you and give you like an ice cream coupon. But
I honestly,
That's a
I think it's
baseball, they
because
don't
they're expensive. Softballs are expensive.
Okay,
One of
that's
my
what I thought.
coaches in my college career used to tell me that it was literally like $9 a softball or something like that. Like, they're
okay.
expensive. So I think that's
15,
why they're a
I think
little,
I heard that this year.
yeah, they're a little crazy with them, but that's because honestly, we only get one little thing of game balls too a game. So
Okay.
I think, yeah, they're a little crazy with the softballs everywhere. Like, that's literally how it is everywhere with softballs.
Yeah, because I caught one last year, and by caught I mean it rolled down the bleachers, and I picked it up, and I wanted my daughter to get a picture with it, and like an usher was like running towards me before I could even get a picture. But
Well, and with the baseballs, I can go in random drawers in my house and see 5. It's like, oh, here's
Yeah.
more. Anyone need Northwoods League baseballs?
Yeah.
So if you ever need any, Corey, I probably got a bucket full.
Yeah. We got to do a better job of not handing those out. So
I tell my kids, I say, get one at the start of the year and then stop asking for them. So it's not
There
us.
you go. Yeah. So I don't get in trouble.
I heard they had to sing karaoke on the bus if they gave one out.
We had a couple karaoke rules. If you're late to the bus, if you're late to BP, if you do, something that you're not supposed to do. Yeah. I can't really make them run, Their college coach would kind of get mad at that. So their fine is karaoke on the bus. And it's a fun way to like implement a fine. if you do move on, which, that's what the North of the Woods League is known for, having minor league players, professional players, and you do those things, you're going to have to pay a fine, which is actual money. They don't get money from us, so our fine is karaoke on the bus or something silly or fun like that. So it lightens the mood for sure, but it also kind of, okay, hey, this is going to be real life maybe next year or down the road, an actual fine.
Do they at least get to pick the song?
We pick the song that we want. The coaching staff will vote on it, something that I want to hear. And usually if it's not a well-to-do, then they got to do it again.
And how many had to sing this year?
Not many. 2, maybe 3.
Oh, good. Nice.
Do you guys have a go-to karaoke song for yourself?
Picture by Kid
Oh,
Rock
good
and
one.
Sheryl Crow.
That's a good one. That's a
Does
great
Amelia do
song.
Does Amelia do Sheryl Crow's part?
She can, yeah. Not a bad.
Oh gosh. I don't think I have one, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe, oh gosh, what is it? I can't think of it off of the top of my head. Tongue Tied, or is that what it is? I don't remember off of. It's a good
Come on,
song, though. It's
Dan.
like really well known. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, I think it's ringing a bell.
Something like that.
Mine would be Love Story by Taylor Swift. So,
Good
It's a
one.
great one.
Dan, yours? You weren't going to get away with not saying one.
I could do like Kryptonite by Three Doors Down.
Yeah.
So, or maybe something by Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the World Series?
Oh, yeah.
So I just wanted to get your opinion on this from Game 7 when it was Dodgers took the lead top of the 11th, and then so bottom of the 11th, Vladdy Jr. leads off with a double, and then the Blue Jays bunted him over to third. Would you guys do that? Would you give up an out in game bottom of the 11th in Game 7 of the World Series?
Absolutely.
You would?
I don't know the softball game, but for our game, absolutely. Because what's going to happen is what happened is they're going to walk the next guy and face somebody to try to get a force out or double play to get out of it or cut it off infield in kind of thing. And I would roll the dice and take my chances to hit a fly ball to the outfield.
Same here. It's the same thing on the softball side. I 100% would have bunted him over. Or her over, I guess.
I just saw
I
it
don't know if
debated a lot, so I just was curious what
Mm.
actual managers would do.
In that same game, the bottom of the 9th, when the guy got out at home on the force play, I saw an overhead shot and the coaches on social media were saying, we're wondering why he didn't have a bigger lead, that he could have got 2 more full steps in. And he should have been as far as the third baseman was away. And if he was that, he would have been safe and they would have won the World Series.
Sure. I mean, everybody can
right.
kind of nitpick, but yeah, guys in the big leagues, so I'm not going to take anything away from him or kind of knock him, but it happened, and I'm sure maybe he could have got another foot or 2, but maybe the guy threw it home faster next time. I don't know. So yeah, maybe.
And did sliding there, like a lot of people said, if he would have just ran through the plate, he would have been safe. Does that really make a difference if he
that would have been that's what I would have said. Just try to run through it, but at the same time, play at the plate. You're always taught to kind of slide, whether it's head first or feet first, depending on where the throw is coming from. So yeah, maybe he could have ran through and been safe there. You're starting to see it taught at second base on force outs. Just keep running, run through the bag. Happened a couple times with our guys this year, and maybe they get him out, maybe they don't. So I don't know.
Well, and make sure you don't interfere at second base, right, Corey? When you're running through.
Yeah, that was a tough one. One time last year, boys.
You let it rip, though, so you got your money's worth. Well, I heard it got rescinded, but you would have got your money's worth if they didn't rescind.
That's right.
And we were behind home plate. We had your back the whole time.
Yeah, appreciate that.
And I heard from someone that you were overtired as well because you had to pick someone up from the airport.
Yeah.
So it all made a little more sense after hearing that.
Yeah. No, definitely a little tired. It's funny that she's sleeping right now. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that was a long night. I think the night before we had lost, and I got in the truck and just drove, picked her up, came back super late and had a day game. I believe that was a
Yes.
day game.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, cranky one, but we ended up having
Lost.
a good run after that. I think
Yeah.
we lost that game, but after that run, it was good.
Well, like Landon said when we had him on the episode after that. He said if you didn't get ejected there, you would have been ejected at some point during that game.
Yeah, probably so. Probably. I was a little cranky. It was time.
And those I'll say it because I know you want to. Those were trash. Like, I don't think they came back to the Borough that year.
No, that was a one-time deal for them.
Can't forget the
Jasmine, were you
count.
close to getting ejected?
Yeah.
What?
At all
What was
this year?
that?
Were you close to getting ejected this year at all?
I think one time during a night game, I think I was pretty close because the umps were just they were making some questionable calls and it was a very tight game. But I think that was it. And I told Brianna afterwards, our general manager, I was like, I might get a fine. I really don't know. I was like, they didn't tell me, but I just wanted to let you know. But I never did. So haven't gotten ejected or a fine yet. I'm sure my time will come though.
Good for you.
I think we've asked this in your guys' prior interviews on here, but I'm going to ask it again. You might give me a different answer. But I'll ask you first, Jasmine. Do you know the line, since you're a new manager, like a newer manager? Do you know the line, like, if I do this, I'm out of here? Like, do you know where that line is?
Yeah, I would say so. You honestly, I feel like as long as you don't swear at our umpires, but honestly, for some reason in the game of softball, their line is very you cannot cross it at all. Otherwise, you will be ejected right away. So I've kind of learned to just breathe a little bit and just kind of pace back and forth before I talk to an umpire, especially in the Northwoods League. We had an umpire meeting and it was really serious. You cannot question them. So in my first season, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty terrified to question the umpires at all because they just made it seem so serious. But yeah, no, I try not to cross it often, and I definitely try not to swear at any umpires because I don't want to get fined. I'm not gonna lie.
For me, yeah, there's definitely a line, and I'm very aware of it. And in their defense, they have a job to do too, right? Like they're up there to, and I tell them this too, and they tell me the same thing, right? They're up in the Northwoods as umpires to develop and be better umpires. I'm trying to be a better coach. Our players are trying to be better players, so they're doing their job too. The unfair part is I can tell them when they're bad at their job. They can't tell me when I'm bad at my job. So I see it kind of both ways, but yeah, there's definitely a line, and I've crossed it before, and I try not to, but yeah, there's definitely a line.
Do your bench coaches keep you in line? Both of you?
For me, yeah, Kelton definitely did. We had a good run together. Nolan and Kelton definitely did. Harrison got a little taste of it this year and helped me out a lot. So they do, yeah. They've done a great job for me.
Yeah, same. Honestly, my bench coaches will be like, "Should we switch?" And sometimes I will switch with them because sometimes I just get very heated. So sometimes Liv or McClay would take my spot at third base just because I was like, I'm gonna get ejected if I stay out here. So yeah, they do a pretty good job of keeping me calm in the bench and when I need it to.
Yeah, I can say I could not picture Corey being a base coach. I don't know how you do that with so much on the game as a manager. I could not see Corey being out there on the bases.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
It wouldn't end well.
No, probably not.
Okay, so I want to go back to the MLB playoffs here in the Dodgers Phillies series, where the Phillies pitcher, instead of throwing to first like everyone was pointing and telling him to, he threw it to the pitcher, overthrew it. Game over, series over, season over. Like an absolutely horrible choice by him. Easy for me to say, but how do you guys handle a situation like that where your player legit just messed up and I mean, not to be rude, but ruined everything, I guess. And It's emotional. Like, how do you handle that player in a situation like that?
It's funny you say that because I don't know if you guys remember in the playoff, we had a similar situation at home with Alan Leitner. Bases loaded, 2 out, balk. Kind of the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, so it was kind of the same thing. It's frustrating as a coach at times, obviously. We talk about it, we talk about it, we talk about it. But, Alan's probably never been in that situation, at least for me. I don't know about the guy in Philadelphia, but I'm willing to bet that he's never been in that situation either. A chance to kind of end the game in the postseason. So you can do all the PFPs, pitcher fielding practice that you want, but it's really not going to matter until the game is you've been in that situation before. And we now have Alan Leitner down here at Kaiser with us. So I didn't take any offense to it. It just was a thing that he hasn't had that experience yet. But to handle it, it's just we all make mistakes. It just sucks that it's magnified in that moment. But he's got past it. I'm sure the guy in Philadelphia will get past it, and he's still a really good pitcher in the big leagues.
Yeah, same thing. They're probably already being hard enough on themselves, so I try not to be hard on them about it and let them understand that, mistakes are going to happen. It's still a game at the end of the night, so I try not to get on them, especially in moments like that where it was probably really, really important to them too. So,
Hey, Corey, back to Alan. Are you going to be in a TikTok with Alan?
He's asked me several times. I have not given him a straight answer yet. And he's asked our head coach, Brooke Fordyce, who's played in the big leagues for 10 years. And that one was very quick answer, and it was an absolute no. So I told him he's got to do something for me, which is produce on the field. And then if I see it goes well, then maybe we can talk. He's got some funny ones, though. I don't know if you've seen them. I mean, some of them are kind of like, whoa, but there's some funny ones on there for sure.
Corey, we saw one game this season where you were wearing a jersey. It was like a day game. I don't know if you wear a jersey every game, but maybe we don't see it.
What was right here?
Yeah, that's what you usually wear. But why were you wearing a jersey that day? We were loving it.
We were?
Because it just looked...
It looked too odd.
It looks so strange. We thought you were going to maybe sub in and throw a couple pitches.
Or pinch hit a little bit.
I honestly can't remember why. Maybe it was a day game for sure. I think it was probably a day game.
It was a Sunday.
I don't know why. Usually I do it 1 or 2 times in the summer. I'm just kind of have fun with the boys. But yeah, just surprised them a little bit. Came out with it. And yeah, just something fun. Switch it up. I try to keep the clubhouse, pretty light. And, that's the goal. Just kind of keep them on their toes and keep them smiling and having fun playing every day.
Well, with all the new guys, we thought you were a new guy until we saw you up close.
Yeah, you just got to look down. I probably have Vans on. You can't really wear Vans.
Flip-flops?
Yeah.
Do you guys have a rule that you don't hang out with your players outside of...
I mean, I definitely
games?
do. I don't know what Jasmine has, but yeah, we definitely do. And it goes back to setting them up for further down the road, right? It goes back to the fine system. You go to minor league baseball, you're going to get fined. You go to minor league baseball, they will tell you day one, like, hey, we're not here to hang out with you or, go get a beer with you, nothing like that. We have our own set rules, and it's not necessarily like what I exactly want, all the time, but it's going to be, what it is in the future for those kids. So that's kind of where the line is drawn for us.
Yeah, same here. I always let them know that, I'm not really here to be your friend. I do care about you at the end of the day, but, I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to coach you and get you ready for your next season. And, yeah, keep it pretty simple at that.
Jasmine, what was the biggest, after you coached the full year, the thing where you were like, wow, I didn't know that was going to be so tough, or wow, I didn't know that was going to happen, or I didn't expect that from my first year?
Honestly, probably pitching. I just felt like we never had a full staff, and I did not realize that would be so hard to recruit in, just because no coach wants to give their pitcher up for a whole summer, especially if they're a number 1 or 2 pitcher, even the 3 pitcher. So it was definitely tough to recruit that, especially when one of our pitchers went down and she left kind of unexpectedly, and I was like, we have to find someone to replace that. So yeah, it was definitely after sitting with that, I was like, gosh, pitching was hard. I think that's why we're also looking to hire a pitching coach too, just because I don't know anything about pitching. I'm a hitter. McClay's a hitter. Like, we want someone that they feel comfortable with and that can build their confidence when the game's not going right, and someone that can be in the bullpen with them. So yeah, I would definitely say pitching was the toughest thing that we kind of had to sit with after the season.
Corey, with you going into your 5th year, what's the biggest difference and biggest change besides the transfer portal? Because you can't use that one. From year 1 coaching in the Northwoods to going into year 5.
Probably me personally, just a little bit of confidence. Like, wasn't so sure that I could do it and recruit a talented team at this level and in this league. So having a little bit more of a confidence going into year 5, but also understanding that the landscape is drastically changed with the transfer portal. So I will hit on that, but it's just finding new ways to navigate it. I think that's it. I think, I've become more of a problem solver recently over my last 5 years. And I think that's the biggest thing in the Northwoods as a manager is just, if there's a problem, so what? Just figure it out. Like, there's gonna be a problem tomorrow. You might not have the same 9 in the lineup the next day. Then, it's all about solving problems, and I think that's going to set example for the kids too in life itself. We all will have our problems in life. You just got to figure it out instead of just kind of dwelling on them. But yeah, from year 1 to now, it's definitely, I got a little bit more confidence in myself, and but it's really about figuring out problems and solving it.
Yeah, Jasmine, how much is time going to help you in your second season? Because yeah, like at this point last year, you weren't, the manager. So like you weren't obviously planning to be the, a team or whatever.
Yeah, I think time will help a lot, especially on the recruiting side of things. We can catch the girls before they start planning for their summer and planning on the Florida League. Honestly, that, like I said earlier, that's the biggest thing that we compete with. So yeah, I think it'll help big time. And I also didn't have McClay hired until literally late May. And she just has so many ties to Division 1 too, because she played at Kentucky and Miami, Ohio. Definitely utilizing her Division 1 connections. I think it'll be a huge advantage this time to have a little bit more time than starting in like late February and starting also and trying to build it still into like late May. Especially because we're already getting like applications and starting to filter through those. I think it'll be a big help having.
Corey, I got a 2-parter
Sure.
based off what Jasmine just said. So first part, with the coaches, how you're building a new staff, when you look into your coaches, do their connections and who they're connected with play a role? And part 2, how often do you look through the applicants and how do those come through? Because me and Dan really didn't know that you picked players off of that. We thought you just recruited Evan Bruin, but interviewing players like Carter White, he's like, I sent it out to every Northwoods League team.
Yeah. To answer your first question, the coaching staff and their connections, it matters a ton. It matters in regular college baseball, getting hired at a school. It matters in the summer. It matters, what kind of experience you have. It definitely helps. If you look at the roster that I put the coaching staff that I put together last year, kind of covered the country. We got the Midwest, had the West Coast, and the Northeast, and then I had myself in the South. So that we kind of hit all parts of the country, and that was for a reason. And it was a slow start, but it ended up working out the way we wanted it to. So for sure that way. But on the applicant side, we probably get maybe 5 a year that we take on, and they're usually arms. Carter White sent it out to us about this time last year, and I knew the coach over there at his previous school, and he was like, "Yeah, man, he's left-handed arm, and he's a no-brainer." And I called him, and he was like, "Yeah, nobody else is calling me back." I'm like, "Well, I'll take a chance on you, man." And I ended up working out. Like I said, slow start for him as well. And once he got comfortable in the Northwoods, that was it, man. He it looked like he was playing catch at times. Like the pressure was not there for him at all, which was a little frustrating to watch sometimes. But then the more I watched him, it was that's just him. Like I just got to let him be him, and he took off. So he's a fun one, man.
This is for both of you, I guess, because you just said I got to let him be him. Is that tough in summer ball where you want to coach these kids, but you don't want to change things because you're actually not their school coach? Is that really tough to bridge that gap and know the line?
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, Oh, sorry, Corey. You can go if you want.
No, you got it. Go ahead. Go ahead. You got it.
I think in the first season for sure, that was like the biggest thing that me and my coaching staff had to learn. I had to tell them a couple times, I'm like, we're not their college coaches. Like, we cannot be changing really anything about their game. We just kind of have to let them be. But yeah, that was definitely the toughest thing to kind of sit with, especially because like as a hitter, like I'm always analyzing people's swings. So there's a couple times where I'm like, I would really love to like tweak that a little bit, but it's also not my job. I'm just here to help you kind of, develop a little bit more, see live pitching, all of that. So yeah, as a first year manager, that was definitely like the toughest thing to sit with, is that I'm not their college coach. I'm just their summer coach, and they're here to get better, get more reps, and see live pitching.
Yeah, she's right. Like that's what we're up there for, is to give them a chance to develop. But for me, I really enjoy letting players be themselves a lot. I think they grow from that. I listened to the pod with SJ earlier, and that was it. Like you guys saw it. He stole 13 bags the year before, and I said, dude, just go get thrown out. Like who cares? And he broke the record. You see that with Max Solis, same thing. Kind of was uptight his first year, a little bit to start last year. And I just said, dude, you don't need to impress me, man. Like you're not up here to impress me or anybody else. It's about you and you being free. So the more free players play, I think the better they are.
Do you guys ever hear from?
Much as we want to change the mechanics, like we're all sitting there going, oh, that's an ugly swing. But, sometimes it works.
Back to the SJ thing, you did get him to start taking to the strike. He said he didn't want to listen to you, and then it worked, and he was like, I hated it that he was right, but it worked.
Yeah. Well, it's part of him getting on base too, right? That's part of his game is to get on base and run and do what you do well. But also, it was kind of me helping him understand what an actual approach is. So if he had to take a first pitch, he wasn't very happy with it. But at the end of the day, it was me getting what I wanted out of it, which was him developing a plan. I wanted him to go back to school with a plan of what he hits really well or doesn't hit really well. So I thought that taking more pitches would benefit from that just by seeing it, just by seeing lefties, righties, whatever it is, fastballs, curveballs, changeups. And he started taking more pitches, and I mean, you guys saw what happened. So, yeah, it's just the freedom to kind of to fail. I think that's the biggest thing that we allow guys or girls to do.
Do you guys ever hear from coaches during the season?
The summer or the spring?
During the summer, like when of their players, like, hey, what are you doing with my guy or something like that?
Yeah, more often than not, it's about playing time, at least for me. Hey, why is my guy not playing every day? Well, there's probably somebody better than him, but I'm upfront with them. And I think that's why guys like sending players out to me or this organization. I just shoot them straight and say, hey, like, this is why. I'm not changing swings. I'm not changing mechanics. But yeah, they constantly call for that reason and many other reasons, as the portal is always popping.
Surprisingly, no. But I also think that that's just because it's a first year team. And I honestly don't know if softball coaches like know that they can chat it up with me if they want to talk about their players. But yeah, no, I literally did not hear from any of my players' coaches at all. So
until they listen to this. Now they know.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Corey, can you speak on
that? I think that's going to help. I mean, for her, for Jasmine, and the whole organization, I think more open lines of communication is always best for coaches, college coaches, front office, players, whatever it is. Just everybody will know where they stand and have an answer. Sometimes people are scared to reach out and then you just never have an answer, which is kind of crazy. But
Corey, can you speak on a guy like Sam Nitsky? We're big fans of Sam. But he was banged up for most of the second half last year and didn't really pitch. But he still showed up. He stayed, and he showed up every day, dressed in full uniform every day. And we eventually asked him, we're like, dude, is this your choice, like, to dress? And he said, yeah, I want to be here. I want to be with the team. Like, how much does a guy like that really help, like, morale and just the team? Like, he's not playing, but he's there every day with the guys. He doesn't have to be.
Yeah. I alluded to it earlier. It's all about the clubhouse and how that that thing ticks. Sam played in Badlands the year before, reached out to me, supposed to be on the team the year before. I, for whatever reason, didn't take him. But amazing kid, really good pitcher. It just was not his summer, didn't go his way. We had a long conversation multiple times. He obviously didn't want to leave. He wanted to stay. He's got family in Wausau. Wausau means a lot to him. Wausau also means a lot to me. And I kept him on roster knowing that he wasn't going to pitch the rest of the year. A lot of people wouldn't do that because roster spots are precious in the Northwoods, but I thought he had a vital role for us. And if you looked at it, more and more guys stayed. The key guys, our key players, stayed all summer, and he was a key factor of that. Like, he showed up every day, tried to get better somehow, some way, whether it was throwing a baseball or not. He watched the game and improved. Like, once that kid gets healthy, he's going to have a great spring. But yeah, he was a huge factor for us, and he didn't pitch at all the second half, I don't think.
For returning players, do you guys get like first, I guess, chance that bringing them back, or is like everyone a free agent, basically?
Yeah, they're assigned a contract. So once you, I don't know how it is in softball, but once you sign a Northwoods League contract with a team, that team has your rights until you're done playing college baseball or softball, I believe. And that team has to give you a release to go play for another Northwoods League organization.
Yeah, it's the same thing on the softball side. We have to sign their release to let them play on any other team.
I got one more question. I don't know what Dan got, but so when you guys have you guys started signing players? You don't need to name names, but have you started signing players like for this next year's roster?
Yeah. Signed a couple returners, signed a couple new guys. I like to solo play it because it's the transfer portal season and no one really knows what they have until they're done with fall, so I'll play it and make sure that coach is actually sending me what they think they're sending me instead of sending me a guy in August going, I think this guy's gonna be really good. Well, you haven't seen him play, so whether I miss out on a couple guys that I didn't take in August, it is what it is. But yeah, we've definitely started signing guys, and I just rely off proven. I try to rely off proven guys that have had a fall with the coaching staff rather than not.
Yeah, softball's a little bit more slower. I feel like girls just wanna wait, to see what their summer looks like. A lot of the time is kind of what we get the answer. But we've definitely have our eye on some players, and we've been in some talk with some players, and we have a couple returners that said that they'll already commit to a full season or a half season. We just haven't sent out contracts quite yet. I think we're gonna plan to do that by the end of November. But yeah, we already have some yeses and already in some talks with some new players too that would be really exciting to get.
Jasmine, do you know if the Ignite is going to have a mascot? Like a physical mascot like Woody?
I I hope so. I think so. I would hope so eventually. But I'm not 100% sure.
Are we sure that Woody wants a friend in the borough, Dan? He might not want that.
I think he'll learn to share.
Mrs. Woody.
There we
Yeah,
go.
right.
See?
I think that was all I had. But okay, so you guys have both been on before, and you both said that a hot dog was a sandwich.
It's not.
Which,
But
yeah, it doesn't make us too thrilled. But do you guys still both think a hot dog is a sandwich?
Yeah, 100%.
I think so, yeah.
100%.
all right. Well, go to a sandwich shop tomorrow and order a hot dog, and then please report back to us.
Yeah, in Florida, we have a lot of sandwich shops that serve hot dogs, so we're big
I
fans
knew
of
you were
that.
gonna say that. Then it's not the job for you.
Amelia's family is from Buffalo, and they're big hot dog eating family up there, and they believe that it's a sandwich as well. So, at least in this household, we're sandwich for hot dogs.
Well, they're Bills fans. I know they kick the Dolphins' ass all the time, but it explains a lot that that they would think it's a sandwich.
Fair enough.
Okay, what about pineapple on pizza then? Is that a yes or a no?
No.
Jasmine, no.
That's a no
Okay,
for
thank
me.
you.
All right, you guys
guys-
really need help.
Yeah, you guys are
I'll
right
do
there.
All
it.
three
Thank
of
you.
you.
No, listen, I'll do it. Just if I'm eating, I'm not gonna order a whole pizza with that because I can't eat a whole pizza. But if there was a time where I could eat a whole pizza, I would probably, order some pineapple on it for sure.
So it does belong on a pizza, you're saying?
I think so, but when's the last time
Thank you,
ate a
Corey.
whole pizza?
Thank you. I'll agree with you there. See, I knew we could find common ground.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree. No, I'm with you, Jasmine. It does not. That's wrong.
No, it is very wrong.
You guys are weird. All right.
When you play that many games in the summer, you just kind of eat whatever it is. So
That's true.
if there's pineapple on a pizza, I'll eat it.
That's very
That makes
true.
sense.
That's
And
valid.
quick trips right there. So we crush gas station food all summer, which is not the healthiest thing in the world, but
Well,
it's
now
good.
I have to ask you this question. What's your go-to order at Quick Trip? Like, if you go on Quick Trip, what are you grabbing?
Boneless wings.
That's it.
The garlic parm.
Those are good.
If they're out of the Asian zing, yeah, garlic parm.
The garlic parm at Quick Trip is so good. I don't know
Yeah,
why
they're
it's so
good.
good at a gas station, but
They're not very healthy, but yeah.
no, but we're here for a good time, not a long time.
That's right. The boneless wings before a game and some kind of energy drink. That's right after BP. I'll head over there, get that going, and then start the game.
Are you shotgunning the C4s with SJ in the dugout?
Jesus Christ, no.
I
That kid's that kid's an animal. If you watch me, I'll pour mine into a ice glass on first inning. I'll drink that for about 4 innings straight, and then I'm done. And that
Thanks
kid
for bringing that up. Do you throw an ice cube out of your cup onto the field?
I did this year because we started winning every game at home. So that's why I just kept throwing that at home.
I thought I kept seeing you do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we won
Nice.
like 6 or 7 straight at home the second half there, and I get my ice cup and we started winning, so I just kept one day I threw it out there and I was like, wow. Okay, we won yesterday, I'm going to do it again, and then I just did it the whole second half. So, yeah.
Okay, Jasmine, when you start winning, because you are going to, you need to
Yes,
create
you are.
something like that. They didn't lose
Yeah,
in the
I'm gonna
second
have
half in the
I'm
regular
gonna have
season.
to start throwing ice cubes onto the field. Yeah.
Pick
Yeah.
Corey's brain. Give him another job to do during the summer. I know he's already busy enough, but pick that brain.
Yeah, no, I just go with whatever works, man. You guys seen my tie-dye shirt that I wear every day. That's I wear that after wins, and I wear the regular team shirt on losses. So I don't know. I
Yeah.
just go with whatever works that day.
Last time you were on, Corey, you said when you win the Northwoods League, you'll do a beer bong with us. Does that still apply?
Stands. Still stands.
and-
Yep.
And Jasmine, you want in if you win?
As long as it's not a beer, but yeah, I could do something other than a
Okay.
beer.
Well, that'll be interesting to see your choice, because beer bong and other things is very difficult, I've seen.
Seltzer never hurt anybody.
But beer bong and that? All right. But
All
I
right, we're
like
gonna
that
hold you
she
guys to
jumped on
that.
the train. All right. Well, Corey, we better get you to bed. It's real late for you.
Yeah, right.
And like Dan said, you're old. But
I
he's
am
older
old. We
than
got early
you,
weights
so.
in the morning.
But
Yeah.
you guys are not. This isn't a guess. You guys are the two biggest supporters we have. Like, I think that why both your players have jumped on the pod train, which we love the support. But you guys are huge to support, and we can't thank you enough. Like, I don't have anything else to say because I'm speechless.
Yeah, no, you guys kill it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good for our organization on both sides, softball, baseball. But 2, we're all doing this for the players, and I think the players love that you guys do it at the end of the day. So hats off to you guys, and like you said, best pot of the Northwoods League.
Okay, well, on that note, we'll see you guys. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks
for
guys. You
having
guys are the
us.
best.
Yes, thanks for having us.